Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'd like to speak in favor of making some very important tweaks to this nuisance ordinance. I understand the reason for this ordinance and the problem it was created to address. However, I want to point out the undue burden it's putting on some citizens of Flagstaff. I have a few examples of people I know who have been victims of this ordinance, and I think unreasonably so. But before I tell you about those, I want to point out that I'm not a student. I'm actually a college instructor. I'm a community organizer and a peaceful member of this community. I'm not someone who's intentionally bothering my neighbors or nearby citizens, and neither are the people who are hosting that gatherings I'm going to talk about. I have knowledge of at least 3 different gatherings that received this fine. None of them received warnings. One of the fines was given at 11:30 p.m., another at 9:30 p.m., and that one only included 7 people listening to some music in a house. In one case, the gatherings organizers informed all nearby neighbors that they would be having a party so the neighbors could let them know if the noise was too loud. One example is from Cherry Hill neighborhood, the other was from Townsite neighborhood, so these are not all around campus. In one case, the tenants were given notice by their landlords that they would be evicted if any more instances occurred. These are peaceful gatherings that are simply audible by the neighbors. I'd like to point out also that the fine is required to be paid in 7 days, and that the late fee for not paying in 7 days is $80. This is a lot of money for a lot of people who are my age in Flagstaff. I want council to please consider the unreasonable burden being placed on citizens simply wanting to have friends together and listen to music. At least there should be a warning given so that you can reduce the noise level. And there should be an appropriate time boundary like there is with the noise ordinance. And I also want to point out that this may not be impacting citizens so negatively if it weren't for the really high capita police rate in this town, and how there are a lot of police who are training and may be overzealous. In short, I just want to say that I don't feel like I should be afraid to have a dinner party where nothing illegal is going on and there's no trash and there's nothing dangerous happening, but maybe the music is too loud and we could turn it down. But that's not what's happened in a lot of cases I've heard from my friends. So please consider making some tweaks to this ordinance.